today. My name is NORASYIKIN binti Jamludin. My MATRIC number is A20A1639. Now we go to introductions. The achievement of organizational goal is highly dependent on the efficiency of the management team that manage the physical and financial resources. The resources available in the organization need to be used efficiently and effectively. Efficient and effective management begin in the process of planning, organizing, leadership, and control management. Next, we are going to objective of the study. For first objective is explain the meaning of management and describe the management function implemented in life. Second objective is identify top management at Lob Holding Sdn Bhd and describe the role played by top manager. Lastly, describe innovation is important to CEO Brian Loeb's job and how technology is changing the way managers work. For method of the study, I have used 3 methods to complete my report. First is book, second dictionary, third internet. For book, I use 2 books, which is Business Study Management Term 2 and eBook Management 11 editions. For dictionary, I have used the 3rd and 4th edition Hall Dictionary. Management definitions. According to Holtz and his wishes, management is the process of planning and preserving an environment when several individuals work together in a group to achieve a chosen goal efficiently. Second, Smooth C. Serto, through his book Modern Management, defines management as the process of achieving organizational goals through the use of manpower and organizational resources. Lastly, according to Bartel and Martin, they say management is defined as the process of achieving organizational goals through planning, organizing, leadership, and controlling. Next, we are going to function management. We have 4 function management, which is planning, organizing, leadership, and controlling. For planning, planning is the activity of setting a vision of objective and goals. For example, CEO Brian Lu has set organizational goal for the T-Life business. The goal set is to open more T-Life branches nationwide. Second is organizing. Involves the process of organizing tasks and allocating sufficient resources to implement a planned action plan. For example, CEO Brian Lu has opened about 150 T-Life branches across Malaysia to achieve their goal. CEO Brian Lu has taken action to find the human resources and raw material resources used to keep the thriving business running smoothly. Next, we are going to the leaderships. The activities involved at this time including aspect of providing guidance, motivation, and providing assistance and other facilities to employers to increase employee productivity. For example, Brian Lu has successfully demonstrated her leadership attitude in growing this T-Life business honestly, collaborating on various plans, and always being positive. Lastly, for controlling. Controlling is to perform monitoring activities by ensuring that all tasks that have been planned by management will run smoothly in achieving the set objective. For example, CEO Brian Lu has conducted regular monitoring of his employees to ensure that the planned process runs smoothly. Brian Lu will also take stern action against his employers who do not completely with all fairly established instructions. We have 4 skills for top management, which is conceptual skill, humanistic skill, time management skill, and decision making skill. For conceptual skill, the mental or my ability to analyze and diagnose each situation and problem, and even the ability to coordinate and integrate the overall activity of an organization in order to be more systematic and effective. Second is humanistic skill, the ability of manager to work with and understand and motivate employees either individually or in a group and teams. Third is time management skill, the ability of a manager to school work according to work priorities. Decision making skill, the ability to choose the best alternative that is acceptable and bring benefit. This is 4 skill is very important for top management at Lob Holdings Sdn Bhd. We have 3 roles of management, which is interpersonal, informational, and decision making. Interpersonal, we have 3, which is as the most important person, as a leader, and as a liaison. For informational, we have 3 also, which is supervisor, communicator, and spokespersons. For decision making, we have 4, which is entrepreneur, interference controller, resource distributor, and consultant. First, we are going to the first of role management, which is interpersonal. First, as the most important person, this role demonstrated the awareness of employees, customer, and the community. For example, the life company management, Brian Lu needs to take action as usual about his relationship in a social context with his employers and his clients by visiting their sick employers, attending annual bucket, attending employers or client wedding, celebrating clients by making lucky draw, lunch days, and so on. Next, as a leader, responsible for motivating, directing employees and giving instruction, setting employee standard and training them. For example, CEO Brian Lu needs to motivate his employees to perform tasks in accordance with a set goal. This in turn can help improve the performance of the life organizations. Lastly, as a liaison for interpersonal, manager will seek support from outside party, whether individually or group, that can influence the success of the organization. For example, Brian Lu has been a liaison between the organization with outside party organizations such as supplier, customer, government official, bank executive, and so on. This helped Brian Lu to obtain information related to the situation and development of the external environment that could impact the T-Life organizations. Next, we are going for informational, which is first we supervisor. This role involves feeding, retrieving, and filtering information that may affect the organizations. Manager must handle correspondence and contacts, read magazines, and associate associated with another individual to identify needed reforms. For example, Brian Lu has done monitoring related to business and employment information and the industry environment that allows him to plan more carefully and well to improve and solidify the performance of the T-Life company. Second, which is communicator. The role involved the delivery of important information retrieved from outside to member of the organizations. And lastly, spokesperson. Spokesperson is a manager is responsible for disseminating information to others outside the organization through annual report, speeches, sending with the media, and so on. Which is, for example, Brian Lu has told the mass media that as many as 115 branches have been opened across Malaysia, and T-Life is a household favorite brand that will take modern day culture to an innovative level. Lastly is decision making. Decision making have four, which is entrepreneur, interference controller, resources distributor, and consultant. Manager, for the entrepreneur, managers strive to improve the business in generating, selecting, and applying new ideas innovatively, creatively, and critically. For interference controller, managers seek to solve problems that usually arise beyond their control, such as strike, bankruptcies, breaches of agreements. Third, resources distributor involves the distribution of organizational resources limited to fewer units of individuals within the organization. Lastly, as a consultant. As a consultant, manager will meet with specific individual or group who are inside or outside the organization to debate disputes or disagreements a few matter. Next, we are going to last objective, which is innovation is important to CEO Brian Lu jobs. First, innovation is important because for communication. Innovation from communication is good communication is important to permit efficient flow of data during a business. Second, important is research and development. If we through the utilization of technology, business can research the market through the utilization of secondary data. Third, web-based advertising. Web-based advertising consists of website and social media. We go through how technology is changing the way manager works. For the first, technology changing the way manager work is for training manager to determine performance standards and ensure appropriate work quality and on-time completions. Second, technology changing the way manager work is because to enable connectivity between manager and employers. Employers can efficiently and effectively complete their tasks even at the beach. Third, managers are now regularly confronted with decisions that have a diminution of social responsibility, philanthropy, pricing, employee relations, resources, product quality, and operations in country with oppressive government are a number of the more obvious factors. Lastly, how technology is changing the way manager works, which is managers must recognize that home workers will work on their own place.